Now, the next question is, now Cannonier is out, and again Whittaker is back in the game, right? There was somebody you said at the very beginning. There was somebody. Who was it? The name?
Costa,
Who?
Paulo
Who?
Costa.
Who?
Yeah, the guy, the guy who got his ass handed to
Believe in
him
him.
I think
after months of trash talk.
so yeah, that guy, right? So he's out of the game. Romero, the the soldier of God, is too old to fight now. I think he's out. Adesanya, Gaslam is also not there in his element. I think the only fight that makes sense now is again Whittaker versus Adesanya. Okay, but that fight right now, if you ask me who's going to win, I would say Adesanya. Okay, even though Whittaker has improved. Now Whittaker has to come up with a miracle plan to beat Adesanya, because right now Adesanya is he's in his element. He is in that flow zone where a fighter, when a fighter is in a flow, no, you cannot beat that person. Now Adesanya is there, so Whittaker still has a chance. I would say it's more like 30-70, 30 in favor of Whittaker and 70 in favor of Adesanya. Unless Whittaker comes with a plan which is miraculous and changes everything, and Adesanya is not ready for it. That's the only way he can beat him. I know I can expect that from Whittaker, because he has a lot of skill set under his belt. Okay, but he needs to do something very unique, very new. He has to come up with a very unique plan. Like he has to study Whittaker a lot and then come up with a plan specifically for Whittaker. That's the only way he can win. But the fight
Yeah,
that
you mean
makes
Adesanya?
Adesanya.
Adesanya, sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
my apologies. But right now the only fight that makes sense to me is Whittaker against Adesanya, because Whittaker has proven that he deserves that fight. Now,
Yeah, that's a really good point, man. Rajat, what do you feel? We know that again, Robert Whittaker is one of your favorite fighters, right?
Yes, he is, and
Give us your opinions on
I
that.
still think he can defeat Isreal Adesanya. In the first fight, obviously he was not in the same mentality as he's in right now. Uh, that was so unlike of Robert Whittaker in the first Adesanya fight, as you see. He never does that. He never does that. He used to do that when he was amateur. I don't say amateur. When he was new into the UFC in 170 when he came, and then when he bumped up to 180, he was reckless. He was a very reckless fighter and an aggressive one too. But after that, in Romero fights, in Jacare fight, he was very being very sensible, and he was more like a person who's win the fights and do not take damage
Hmm.
in those
yeah,
fights too. But
yeah.
in Adesanya fight, obviously we saw him getting reckless, getting into his range, Adesanya's range, and getting counter strike again and again.
Hmm.
He was overswinging too much overswinging in his punches in the Adesanya fight. In
Right.
Cannonier fight, what he did, that combo that he throws, which ends with a
With the leg kick.
kick with leg kick.
Yeah.
Yes, that classic
Mhm.
Robert Whittaker combo.
Yeah.
And the other thing
Yeah.
which I noticed, he was not uh, getting over aggressive or over swinging his punches. He was using a lot of jab. He was
Yeah.
using a lot of jabs to maintain his distance.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that Robert Whittaker, he can defeat Isla Adesanya. I don't say easily, but he can. I know he have
You
that
hope.
potential, and we have seen him, adjusting according to the fighter he is fighting
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the past. Also, for example, against Romero, and again Cannonier, Darren Till.
Hmm.
Till is great. He's a great striker.
Yeah.
Till is a great striker, and the way he fought Darren Till, that was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, if he comes up with the game plan
Yeah.
and not being that reckless fighter he was in the first Adesanya fight,
Hmm.
maintaining his distance, and few other things which which he sees what he can uh, see, and he knows that he can exploit that in Adesanya's game, which I don't see because I'm not at that level, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think yes, if he comes up with a great game plan, he can, and he sticks to it, he can defeat Adesanya at any given day.
Honestly, firstly, again, as I said, I loved the fight between Cannonier and Robert Whittaker. And though I would disagree with Akhil a bit, I thought that, I think Whittaker had the fight, at least for the first two rounds. I think it was very clear that, Whittaker is winning the fight. The only thing that kept him in the fight was Cannonier, was the fact that he has a lot of knockout power. And if he connects with him clean, he causes a lot of damage. And that is what happened in the third round as well. When he actually connected clean with Whittaker, Whittaker stumbled a bit, right? And he gained a bit of an upper hand in the fight. But generally, the way he connects with his combos and the way he broke his hand, and even for a while when he was almost about to finish Cannonier off, I felt that, Whittaker has this match in the bag. I don't think he's losing this fight at all, right? Now, coming to the middleweight division, right? Let's just go back a little and see the last four guys Adesanya has beaten, right? So he beat Paulo Costa like he was nothing. The Romero match was
like he was inflated.
Romero did nothing.
Romero did nothing. He was hardly bothered. He just wanted to keep his hands up and see whatever happens. Maybe that was the game plan as well, because he knew that Adesanya could counter strike him and Romero counter strike. So they kind of just
that was a boring match.
Stood up and thought that let's see what happens. Before that, he outclassed Robert Whittaker. Right.
And before
They
that,
absolutely outclassed
Gaslam.
Gaslam,
Yeah, which was like the fight of the year or something, right?
Yeah.
Who's left in the division, man? He has actually cleaned up the division. Whether you like it, personally, I do not like the attitude the boy carries, right? The cockiness that he has and the way he behaves. But you cannot deny the fact.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. But you cannot deny the fact that his skill set
at least
is leaps and bounds better than anyone.
Look, Adesanya is still far better. At least he's not going to bars punching old people, So he's
I get your point.
Yeah, so he's still okay. He's just young, dude. That's what I keep saying. He's very young. He's that young kid who's got a lot of skill set, and he's good. Everybody he likes him. He's rich. So a little bit of cockiness is fine, okay. But if it increases the way it did with Conor, then it's bad. But if he at this point, at this level, it's okay. It's not. He's not that bad. It's fine. The cockiness. I understand that we don't like that attitude. Nobody does. People have. We have really great examples like Whittaker. Okay, we have won this cocky champion, and then we have Whittaker. Of course, everybody's gonna support Whittaker because Whittaker is the guy who everybody.
He's the nicest guy on the planet.
Yeah. Not just him. There are other nice. No, you're forgetting about the nicest motherfucker on the planet. That's the title. Pardon my language. That's
Stephen Thompson.
Wonderboy.
Stephen Thompson. Yes.
So we have some other people like that in UFC. But anyways, so the point is that I think Adesanya is fine as he is right now. He's just
another nice guy.
I'm
Max
saying
Holloway.
that. See, that's what I said. Right? I said, he's a nice guy too, right? Yeah. What I was saying was the fact is that Adesanya's skill set is leaps and bounds more than anyone in the middleweight division. I don't see anyone even giving him trouble. And as much as I love Robert Whittaker, and as much as I want Robert Whittaker to hold the title again, and despite the fact that he was reckless in the first fight, he kind of tried to have the Joel Romero kind of approach to with Adesanya, which does not work. With Joel Romero, you have to be explosive, right, to catch him off guard. Because if you're not explosive with him, he's going to be explosive with you, right? He tried to do the same thing with Adesanya, and we know what happened, right? And I guess he's more calculated now and he's doing everything well, but I don't see him beating Adesanya. Yeah, again, the sensible fight to happen is again Adesanya versus Whittaker.
Yeah.
But I don't see him winning. I would love to see Whittaker beat him and have a humble champion because I just prefer humble champions. But no, man, that's not happening. I just don't think that is happening. Adesanya is really, really good. Just tell me how many people have better striking than Adesanya in the entire UFC?